Welcome back to AllG'sReact, and it's time to get into another music reaction for Lupe Fiasco, Atomic Misphilosophy. Don't believe this is actually off of an album because he just dropped the album February 10th. Drogaslight, I think it's the name of it. Drogaslight, yeah, I think it's Drogaslight is the name of the album. I will probably buy the album next week. Check it out. And if it's any good, I will let you guys know. Because I'm a big Lupe Fiasco fan. He took a long break on you, boy. I knew he was taking it, though. He said he was. He's supposed to be retiring. But he never came back with LUPN, which was supposed to be his last album. You know, he did The Cool, and he did Lasers. Someone stole my Lasers. I actually bought the CD for Lasers. And the LUPN was supposed to be the last album. It never happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he changed his mind. What? But Lupe Fiasco is one of the very few people that was mainstream but still got to talk about what he wanted to talk about. He called it Lupe Land, basically. But he was one of the... And he got a following behind him because of that. And he was in the light sometimes. Sometimes he wasn't. But to actually stay just on a mainstream vibe and people like you, kind of hard to do. So I'm interested to see what this Atomic Misphilosophy is about. Never heard it. He's deep with metaphors. So sometimes I think I listen to The Cool straight through at least 20 times, and there was always stuff I missed just because he was deep on the metaphors, like deep level deep on metaphors. So let's jump into it and see what it's about. Lupe Fiasco, Atomic Misphilosophy. And here we go.
War gives value to life by showing it can be taken away. And in a perverted way, those who wage war delude themselves into thinking they create life, or at least make it meaningful. Thus, using that as a basis for grandiose notions of supremacy, falsely giving themselves the title of masters of the universe and gatekeepers of morality. Peace trials and living power, pleasure over pain. Geiger counters check amounts of radiation in the rain. Biochemical nuke, gas mask and rubber boot. Inhale your last gas without a hazmat suit. Terrible, unbearable miracle of the modern scientific. Arms race chase for the horrific. Manhattan Project, man canceling concept. Catastrophic bomb, a fabric shattering context. A little boy falling from a metal bird, followed by a fat man on left behind a level earth. Imbalance challenge to survival of the whole piece. Half seek to staff the whole planet with their own peeps. A zone beeps of contaminated contents, atomically activated, saturated beyond its limits. To live within its boundaries with conscience. The cancer cells are not totally unresponsive. The future shot there where everything's story. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they put this out, cause in the future shot there where everything's storied. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they figure out this atomic misphilosophy. Uninhabitable avenues, third wards and southern latitudes, mutually assured that it all happens too. International violence leaves us black and blue, blast us back into the past if attack ensues. A pack-approved tactic fully practiced on the evil of the Axis back in World War II. The melted lunchbox of a disintegrated girl. Dogs on fire, mosquitoes, flies, and squirrels. Men, women, and children have their bones cooked to ash, and their shadows burned into the ground from the flash. And if they didn't pass, what's the future, Hibakusha? You say you need a job, but they won't give it to you. In the era where they said the greatest evil was that white man from the right land. But this was coming from the same people who thought that Jim Crow was all alright then. Same thing that kept Colonel Tibbets on his flight plan.
The future's shot there where everything's storied. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they put this out.
It's atomic misphilosophy.
Cause in the future's shot there where everything's storied. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they figure out.
It's atomic misphilosophy. Nuclear stockpiles, America's second largest, the world's most destructive and the world's most heartless. Under the auspices that war will be rendered harmless, and everlasting peace would be in reach if we just bomb shit. Technologically fanatic, racist, socio-economic foe, intellectual fucking nonsense, dripping with political interludes, typical of a system stuck raving mad and operating unconscious. Now how do we proceed? Knowing due to man's fatalism, it probably you'll never leave. A disease trying to cure its own symptoms with disease, creating an epidemic just to see if it can be. Genuine mistrust of everything but us, based on artificial evidence, but mostly racist at the crux. Let's pray they throw them all out, and I hope I don't see it through the foggy field of vision in the fallout.
The future's shot there where everything's storied. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they put this out. Cause in the future's shot there where everything's storied. I don't feel like there's anything for me. I hope they figure out.
It's atomic misphilosophy.
Good to see Lupe is back. It's good to see Lupe is back. Lupe is much like R.A. the Rugged Man. I really don't have much time to talk about all the stuff that was in this song. He mentioned Jim Crow. The same people who thought Jim Crow was okay. If you don't know what Jim Crow is, you can look it up. I would rather you do that anyway, so just listen to me talk about it. We got a lot of issues in this country, in this world, actually. No one has all the answers, and almost everybody who does have an answer, that answer only benefits them and a small number of people. It doesn't benefit everybody. And I think that's the hardest obstacle that we have to overcome, is trying to figure out an answer that's going to benefit everybody. So, trying to figure that part out is going to be very, very difficult. I can't sit here and act like I got all the answers, because I don't. Most all my answers will only solve me, middle class, and poor class's issue. I ain't got no issue to help the rich. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, because I've never been rich, so I've never been on that side of it. I don't have the issue, I don't have the answers that I know they want to hear. And this person who has money probably don't got the answers that the poor people want to hear, or the working class wants to hear. And I believe that's the biggest obstacle. We need to find an answer for everybody. And that's the one thing that we're not coming up with, is an answer for everybody. There's a lot of stuff in here. But the hook he's just talking about there's a lot of bad stuff coming, and he hopes that he get it figured out before he sees it go down through like an atomic misphilosophy. He said it'd be all foggy. Now I don't know if he's talking about like there be a war or how bad we're messing the earth up. He could be talking about that, but I don't really know if he is. He kind of hinted towards both of them. But new album, Lupe Fiasco. This song is not on there. This might just be a single. But yeah, his Drug Ass Light is his new album. I'm gonna have to check it out. Probably buy it next week. Because I buy Lupe Fiasco. I buy artists that I like. And the reason why is because as a person who works and works hard for what they do, I appreciate the effort, time, patience, skill, talent put in delivering something that helps me, because music helps me. Vibing to music helps me. So I'm not going to sit here and just download and pirate all that crap. I stopped doing that. If I like you, if I like your message, I will buy your music. I'm willing to spend my money to support what I know you put a piece of you in, your time in, and made sacrifices to do. And I know that might go over people's heads because everybody's just kind of trying to look out for number one, but I have no problem buying your music. Just me. I can't use streaming services because I don't have internet unless I'm at home, and I don't have it at work. So I'm actually interested to see what else he has on his I just want to see what he's gonna have on his album. But yeah, if you don't like Lupe Fiasco, he does get a little heavy with the metaphors, so I can understand why a lot of stuff goes over people's heads, but I think he deserves respect as an artist. And y'all show him some love. And tell him to finish LUPN because I'm waiting on that album. No. Anyway, y'all, thank you for coming by. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Pay attention to what some of these artists are saying in their lyrics because they are trying to tell you something. They're trying to send you a good message. But your boy here is going to be out with a Nixon.